We have Andy Spears on the call. Andy has a long history of doing communications, whether it's in the Tennessee Senate or as the current publisher of the Tennessee Education Report. He is a veteran journalist, so an expert on the topic he's about to share with us how to write an op-ed. He focuses on public policy analysis, ranging from education to healthcare to economic justice. And he has also done an incredible job of lifting up some of Jerry's major platform points to a broader audience. So he's a Nashville native and comms extraordinaire. Y'all give it up for Andy Spears in the chat.
Thank you for that, Alex. Yeah, so just a short bio. So I think she did a nice job of covering, been writing Tennessee Education Report for a long time, 2013, have written articles for Progressive and written op-eds that have appeared in media outlets across the state. So maybe to take a little bit of a turn from what we heard from Josh, traditional media does matter when it's from authentic people's voices. So the voice in the community. So writing an op-ed in your local paper makes a big difference. Writing a letter to the editor and saying, "Hey, my name is Andy, and I live here, and this is why I'm concerned about this issue." That lets other people know. And the reality is, old mainline newspapers are very hungry for content. So you might think, "Oh, they're not going to publish what I write," but they are very eager to get content because then they turn it into an online story, which then gets advertising for them, but also something that you can share out on your social media channels. So, just a couple of things I wanted to talk about in terms of if you were thinking about writing a letter to the editor or an op-ed. And a letter to the editor is probably the easiest. 250 to 300 words, so pretty short. That's one page double spaced if you're typing. So super short. Keep it to one topic. So if you want to talk about schools or healthcare or groceries, some of the other issues that Alex brought up, that's great. But a single topic. What is your personal connection to that issue? Why do you care about it? And then why the candidate of your choice can make a difference. So really simple format. Hey, this issue is going on. This is why I care about it. Who's a person you know in the community, and this is why the candidate, my preferred candidate, does it. I can't tell you how many times when this is getting better, but I see a lot of times people going, "Hey, we need somebody to run against Marsha Blackburn," and I'm like, "We have somebody," but people need to know that, and that's where. Especially people maybe even a little bit older than me and people in their 50s and 60s who still do read the printed paper. They need to see people's names, and so that's really helpful. If you're expanding out to an op-ed, if you feel like you're wanting to write longer form content, that's still 500 to 800 words, so not super long. And again, the same rules apply. Keep it to one topic. There are lots of great issues you can talk about, but keep it to one topic. Why do you care about it? What's your personal connection to the issue? Um, and then why Jerry can make a difference. And I mean, if you look at, for example, um, the District 7 congressional race, the issues that Jerry's talking about are wildly popular. I mean, we saw a 13-point swing in a race in just a little bit short time after the presidential election. So a lot of similar kind of dynamics here in terms of having a very strong kind of Trump person versus someone who's not and who has a lot of experience actually being a competent leader. And then it's talking about all the issues that Tennesseans care about. So um, those are all winning issues. We all know, and this is also going to get worse probably. Prices are high. Probably our gas prices are about to get a lot higher. Um, those issues are going to resonate with voters. And so if you can associate, hey, this is something you're concerned about, medical debt, groceries, et cetera, with the candidate that you like. That's helpful. And then that is what Josh said is absolutely true. Trust is transferable. I'm, person who lives in your community who says this is the right thing. So that's really all I have. It's really pretty simple, but I do want to just kind of give a plug to that traditional media and those writing pieces do make a difference. And they can be shared by the campaign, which is super helpful too, because they will end up online. So
Thank you. Alex, I want to jump in real quick and ask Andy a question. And just a reminder, if y'all have questions, to put them in the chat. Can you give us some examples of some of the topics that you have written about that are like on your Substacks or have made it into op-eds just to give people ideas?
Yeah, so medical debt is a big one that I've written a lot about, and so that's a huge issue. And a great thing about that is there are states, North Carolina next to us has done work on this. Some cities in Ohio have done some work. Arizona's Governor Katie Hobbs has done work on this, and so that's a great one where you can people don't know what to do about it. You have medical debt. It kind of sticks with you for a long time, can have a negative impact on your credit. And there's a pretty easy solution. You can buy it for pennies on the dollar with surplus state funds. Other states are doing it. Easy problem. The grocery tax is another one. The Afton Bain talked about and it continues to talk about in the legislature, but is an issue that resonates, especially as prices are higher. Easy way to take 5 to 10% off your grocery bill, depending upon what part of the state you live in. So that's pretty good. For a while during the Biden administration, student loan debt was a big topic, but that topic didn't go away. So those are issues where, the cost of going to college, keeping that under control is another topic that can be helpful. Another one that gets a lot of, well, school vouchers is one that gets a ton of attention. And so unfortunately, our state's there, but then you have, other states, again, Arizona is a good example with Governor Hobbs of kind of reining in a runaway program. The good news in Tennessee is that we're on the early stages, so we could stop it before it becomes in Ohio or Arizona or Louisiana. So those are some issues that could resonate in terms of reinvesting funds in public schools. $300 million is a lot of money. That would give every teacher about a 6% raise, and I guarantee if you talk to teachers, they would love to see that. So that's a kind of a winning issue. People don't understand, hey, if there's $300 million for this, then we could be giving you a raise. That's an easy conversation, right? It doesn't cost any new tax dollars. The money's already there. And that's another thing. People talk about expending money uh, and raising taxes. None of these things cost us any money. There are some offsets for the grocery tax, but the other issues are zero cost. So we can do these things that give people money back without raising anyone's taxes. So that's another great, again, on the right side of where we are in terms of kind of the driving political issues for right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Preaching to the choir over here, Andy. Y'all give it up for Andy in the chat. Thank him for all of his work. Thank you, thanks to Andy for lifting up our campaign, of course, but journalists are so important right now, and he's lifting up the issues that matter. So y'all let him know we appreciate him in the chat. All right, so our call to action may be obvious. Write a letter to the editor in support of Jerry or her platform. So, like Andy said, there are folks out there commenting every single day saying, where is the alternative to Marcia? And we are working as hard as we can, but we can work harder with your help. So if you can get your voice into your community, similar to what we talked about with the TikToks, if you write a letter to the editor, it means something different for a member of that community to be saying something, not just the campaign speaking for the campaign, right? They want to hear from people in their community about why you support Jerry, and your personal stories about what connects to you with her platform. Um, I will just say, so if you need help with that, you can let me know. So you can email me, alex@greenforgovernor.com. I have written op-eds, but we also have press lists, so we can get you the contacts you need if you're not sure where to start. If you don't know which paper to put it in, we can help with all of that. And we have also drafted some examples for you, ready to go. So I think we have it on marijuana legalization. I think we might have one on vouchers. We might have one on medical debt. And if we don't, we'll draft it up for you. We will make it as easy as possible to get you started. And then you can just edit the draft and make it your own. But your community wants to hear from you, and it means a lot. And I will just also say, people are looking for the alternative to Marcia, but Marcia also has her surrogates working around the clock. So they're posting op-eds all the time, every day. So we need you. Do not let perfectionism or whatever it is get in your way. I shared a couple of examples in there. One is not super polished. But it was good. It was good. It was just an authentic perspective about what they thought about Jerry. It was not coming from a policy expert. It was not coming from somebody in government, just a regular person that came to Chattanooga to see Jerry speak and sharing their thoughts as it were. And so please let us help you get any anxiety or whatever it is out of the way for you, so that you can get your voice out into your community because it would do so much for us, for them to hear from you.